It is so great to have everybody in the same room again. This is our first quarterly recognition assembly in almost 3 years. So really excited to be all back together again. We have some special guests today. We open it up to parents who are up here in the front row. Let's give them a big round of applause. Also, before we get too far into it, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Stewart's digital music class for producing music for today. DJ Charm is up in the booth today. If you look back, great. Couple of reminders as always before we get into the program for today. So if you, I know there's a lot of excitement in the room, and we talked about yesterday, there are times to get excited, and then there are other times to direct your attention to the people on stage. So just wanted to remind you of a couple of our expectations, just the way we do things in here. And I always mention we are always pleasantly surprised, maybe not surprised, but it's always really nice to hear when we have visitors to our assemblies how amazing the students are and respectful they are of the people on stage. Just a couple of reminders from our Falcon Way for the theater. Act as a role model for others. So if sometimes we get distracted or excited, and if you notice someone next to you who's not giving attention to the people on stage, just give them a nice non-verbal cue to direct their attention to the stage. That's always helpful. Interact appropriately and positively with the performers, presenters. We have a couple performers today. We have some videos. We have some guest speakers. So please give them your undivided attention and the respect they deserve. Attention to whoever's speaking on stage. There's going to be some time to get a little amped later, but when we have someone on stage, just have the respect to know that that's when we give them your undivided attention. So without further ado, let's welcome our MCs for today from grade 8, Laura and Sarah.
Hi, I'm Laura from Miss Amani's Advisory, and I represent Kestrel House. Hi, I'm Sora from Miss Zimmer's Advisory, and I represent the best house. House. That's your opinion. Today's the day when we celebrate everything great about the middle school. This is the first time we have a whole middle school recognition assembly since we 8th graders were in 5th grade.
It seems just like yesterday when I fell off my raft in Kaba after it took so long to build it and smelled the delicious scent of toasted marshmallows.
Those were the days. Well, now that we have the trip down memory lane out of the way, what do we have in store today, Sarah?
A lot. We have exercise courtesy of Barbie House, core value awards for responsibility, and some house fun.
But first, let's check out an opening performance we're sure you won't forget. Please welcome dancers from the Bollywood Pursuit. for producing much of today's music.
As you know, the core values are more than just words on a wall at our school. Today, we'll celebrate examples of several of them, including excellence and responsibility. While we celebrate student excellence during each assembly, we also shine a light on one of the other core values each quarter. This quarter, we'll be recognizing students who exemplify the core value of responsibility.
Let's bring up some of our favorite teachers onto the stage to recognize the amazing students that represent the core value of responsibility, starting with grade 6.
Do you know someone who is both a good and close friend, but also kind of a leader? A peer who sets a good example for others? A friend whom everyone just wants to be around and whom everyone looks up to? There are many young gentlemen and ladies at ASD who fit this description, but this first quarter, a student really stood out in the minds of her classmates and her teachers. This student exemplifies the core value of responsibility through her everyday actions, integrity, kindness, academic excellence, and positive attitude. I don't think too many students will be surprised when I say that this student is Faye Sharif. So many students recognize and respect the responsibility that Faye shows every day. Here's what some of them, fellow students, had to say. Faye follows the core values and works very hard. She is very smart. Faye is an exemplary student. She always helps me to be a better student. She is always kind, does homework, and is very organized. She's always on time and follows the rules, as well as following all the core values. Therefore, I think Faye would be perfect for Core Value Award. And her teachers agree. Here's what they had to say. Faye is an outstanding member of the classroom community who always does what is required and beyond. She works well with all members of the classrooms, always inclusive of others. She is a thoughtful leader through both her actions and words. She works diligently on all tasks and assignments to produce top-notch work. She keeps herself on task no matter what we do, from participating in discussions to working in groups, as well as working independently. So please join me, and come on down, Faye, in congratulating our first Value Quarterback, Faye Sharif.
student in grade 6 who exemplifies the core value of responsibility through his everyday actions, integrity, kindness, academic excellence, and positive attitude. Some of his peers and friends have said, I see this person go to their locker and they are so organized and responsible with remembering all their materials for class. Another student said, I see him being responsible with helping others. And another student said, I know him as the person who always does his homework on time or early. His teachers have said, he always works to the best of his ability and goes above and beyond when he can. He also reinforces directions or rules to his peers in a way that is positive and kind. He's an excellent role model to his peers. So please join me in congratulating Anton Davidov.
Mr. Hendershot's advisory. I would like to quickly introduce, I'd like to share a quick story that will introduce this amazing person. This story is called the Starfish Story. One day, an old man was walking along the beach when he noticed a girl quickly picking up and gently throwing things back into the ocean. Approaching the girl, an old man asked, "Young lady, may I ask what you're doing?" The smiling girl replied with, throwing starfish back into the ocean. The surface up and the tide is going out. If I don't throw them back, they'll all die. The old man laughed to himself and said, "Don't you realize there are miles and miles and miles of beach and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of starfish? You can't make any difference." After listening politely, the girl bent down and picked up a starfish and threw it back into the surf. Then, smiling at the man, she said, "I made a difference to that one." Now, let's please allow Mr. Hendershot announce the Core Value Award winner.
Who could this person possibly be, this amazing person in my advisory? Incredible person, makes our school and world a better place. L, liked and admired by teachers and students alike. Z, zany and fun. E, excellent in so many ways. Ilsa,
Hello, middle school. I am proud to announce one of probably the coolest, most swag middle schooler who still embodies so many core values, but especially responsibility today. Here's what several of his classmates and teachers said about him. He is very responsible in life and class. He helped me clean up when I drop my water and generally helps me in everything. Some teachers said, when he misses class, he emails first thing to find out what he can and should do to stay on schedule with his class. Even when he should be asleep and recovering, his main focus is his learning and ensuring that his teachers know he isn't checking out. During his time in middle school, I'm so happy to see the level of growth in his ability to demonstrate social responsibility. He understands the expectations within the the middle school community, holds himself and community members responsible to making good choices. It's awesome to watch his continued growth as he consistently interacts with community members in respectful and caring ways. Thank you for demonstrating social responsibility. Middle school, give it up for Kushi.
The Grade 8 Responsibility Award for a student who is curious and passionate about life. She's not afraid to be herself, and with that comes a tremendous responsibility for understanding the world and her place in it. She's always helping other students to figure out what they can do and what they need to help them excel. Her teachers describe her as the kind of person that works so hard to do her best each and every day, and her classmates always know that she's there for them. If a student needs help, she steps up and is gladly able to support them with all of her being and all of her heart. Her classmates say she never wastes time in class, and she's never seen panicking when doing her homework. She always makes a plan ahead of time. I'm proud to present this award to a member of my advisory, Louisa Terskova.
She's not here today, just congratulate her tomorrow, okay? We share it tomorrow. Hi everybody, I'm going to do a little backwards here. I'm going to introduce the student just so he can squirm a little bit while he's up here. And then I'm going to read what some teachers and some students have to say about him, okay? So our Core Value Award winner for responsibility in 8th grade in the boy division is Fez Sharif. Here's what a few teachers said about him, a few kids and teachers said. Fez is always on time with his homework and always helps me with mine. Okay, obviously that's from a student. A few teachers here. Fez is responsible and prepared. He's able to participate well in class because of the time he puts in at home. Fez always has everything he needs and gives his best effort. Fez is very responsible. When he has questions, he's not afraid to email for assistance or ask for help. Additionally, he's able to self-guide his work when a partner is absent. And one more here. Fez is a motivated student who makes a concerted effort to stay organized and to get his work done well and on time. But he also takes responsibility for his classes, leading by example, and always with a smile. Congratulations, Fez.
Congratulations to everyone that won an award.
We have another pair of students to recognize today.
Please welcome Mr. Myers to present an award to some amazing student changemakers who have represented the Falcon Way through their compassion, excellence, and sense of responsibility.
Hi, everybody. There are a lot of you up there. So I am here today to offer an award that is a little bit not normal. Have you ever heard the caught being good statement? Every once in a while, it's important to catch people being good. And as you know, I work in the Changemaker Hub. And one of the beautiful things of working in the Changemaker Hub is that we find a lot of people making good. So I want to give you a story. If you're 7th grade and 8th grade, you won't know that this happened. But if you're 6th grade, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Last year, the 5th graders embarked on a little bit of a learning journey related to water. And they sat down and they took their measurements for math and they figured out what the volumes were of different faucets in different spaces and came up with certain data that they then took and said, you know what, we could actually save a lot of water if we made one change to this school. The change that was made was this little picture on the left. I don't know if you've gone to the bathrooms this year, hopefully you have, but you will find that the water coming out of those bathrooms is much more artistic this year than it was last year, and that is called an aerator. The aerator basically replaces the water with air, and so less water comes out of the faucet. So while you're washing your hands, sometimes it might take a little bit longer to do, but by and large there's less water. So what I decided to do is go back to the school's bills. I'm not going to tell you how much money we're using on water or how much we saved. I'm going to focus on the water itself because it is a global issue after all. And we focused specifically on the bills from September of last year and the September of this year. And the one and really only big difference in terms of the structures of that was the use of aerators instead. And what we found was that over that 1 month period from one year to the next, next, we saved 467,065 liters of water, which was very, very impressive. And that's only in 1 month. And just to give you an understanding of what that might look like, it's the equivalent of just under 1 million water bottles, the equivalent half-liter water bottle. And it's the equivalent of what you see in water bottles in that picture over there on the right. But 67 of those pictures on the right. Okay, so if you had that amount of water is what they actually saved in 1 month. So the reason I'm here is, first of all, to celebrate all that grade 5 did last year, grade 6 this year, but specifically to focus on 2 young ladies who went a little bit above and beyond. And sometimes this global citizenship thing is just about that. It wasn't necessarily super hard, but they decided to have a little bit more of a tricky conversation with the administration, with myself, with the facilities office, and basically said, you know what, if we found this data is so good and we can save some water, can we please do it for all of grade 5? Can we actually change everything to aerators? The administration listened, Mr. Jones, who's the facilities director, listened, and they decided, you know what, if we're going to do this, let's just do it school-wide. So the next step you knew, it went school-wide, and we're saving almost a million water bottles worth of water every month, potentially. So I want to give these 2 awards to 2 young ladies that went above and beyond and are true global citizens.
Mr. Myers, and congrats. Moving on, it's been quite a long time since our previous Falcon Feed. It's Falcon Feed time! Some of you might not even know what the Falcon Feed is. The Falcon Feed is like a news channel that is created by some of Mr. Johnson's MS Design and Innovation students.
It's like the Falcon News in elementary school, but even better. It includes many interesting games for house points, new movies that are coming out, many promotions for new ASD events, and so much more.
Now, let's present the Falcon Feed promo video to show what the first Falcon Feed of this year is about.
That was a lot of Falcon Feeds. Thank you for reporting from the Department of Redundancy Department.
You're very welcome indeed. Now let's enjoy the teaser.
Even though I didn't?
No, what are you talking about? Alphabet soup?
Yeah, she was just putting words in my mouth.
Oh, I get it now. Anyways, we have a sustainability summit coming. When? Tomorrow.
That's so soon. So let's bring Ms. Presby's along with a special guest to the stage to give us more information about the next 2 days.
I'd like to introduce our special guests who are going to be leading us in the next 2 days through the Sustainability Summit. Please welcome to the stage Steve and Ivy from Inspire Citizens.
All right. So guys, my name is Steve. This is actually really exciting for me because I am the energy of the middle school here. I was actually a middle school teacher prior to being co-founder and director of Inspire Citizens for about a dozen years. I was a 6th, 7th, and 8th grade humanities teacher. So just to see the work that you guys are already doing, both teachers and students in all the areas, from your passions to the media work to global citizenship, is just fantastic. So I want to just quickly introduce myself that way. I'm going to pass it over to Ivy so she can introduce herself. And then we'll tell you quickly about what you're going to do for the next 2 days. And then we'll be out of here. Ivy.
Hey everyone, good to see you. And also so happy to be here and hear about your great project, like the water project. It's just so inspiring. And so we are very honored to be invited here to, join the Sustainability Summit with you tomorrow. And well, you just saw the teaser, right? I will also give you a mini teaser of what's going to happen the next 2 days. Something you're going to hear from us quite often is the inner and outer sustainability. Because, based on our own experience, we truly believe that the sustainable world we want to see is a reflection of who we are as a person, right? If we talk about recycle, things in terms of resources, and are we, recycling like our emotions, our stress and all that, and turn something into positive, right? And are we balanced enough to create a balanced world? Are we well to create a world that's healthier and well? So you are going to experience different things tomorrow and the day after tomorrow to have a sense of what inner and outer sustainability is.
The way the schedule is going to work out, guys, is in the morning we'll be with about 25 to 30 student leaders to have sort of a unique experience in that space. And then all of us will be back together to work towards global citizenship. But a lot of it is going to be based in active experience like Ivy was talking about. We're going to throw some things at you. For example, the first thing we're going to do together is take you into 2050, into the future. And we'll be looking at different scenarios of what that means for us. We'll be doing some eco-photography, walking around campus, looking through the lens of what nature can teach us. We'll be doing other opportunities like that to learn more about the world through the lenses of compassion for ourselves, society, and the planet, connection, understanding, and eventually taking action, because you're going on a Week Without Walls trip, right?
Yeah.
And the things, what our hope is the 5 to 10 skills that we're going to be in, tools that we're going to be sharing with you through those next 2 days, you can take onto those trips to make those experiences even more purposeful and meaningful, and really, in the end, happy and fun. So thank you. We're so excited to be here. Thanks for the invitation, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
Just a really quick update on the schedule for tomorrow. So unless you're one of those 25 to 30 leaders who step forward to help co-facilitate the events, you're going to just have a normal day with 45-minute blocks up until lunch. And then you're going to go back to your advisory. And from there, you'll come back here because we're going to have kind of a kickoff assembly. So that's the way it will work. We'll have more in the student bulletin so you can see the exact detailed rundown of each day of the summit. And then Friday is totally Sustainability Summit all day. I just want to turn it back over to Ms. Klesby, who's going to explain another sustainability and service-related event.
Thank you. So I'm really excited to announce next Tuesday at lunch we will be having a service club fair. So each service club will have a booth or a table where they'll have activities and stuff for you to learn about what they do in their club when they meet, and hopefully get really excited to join in the next Pursuits and ASRB season. So thank you so much. I'm really excited.
Hey guys, Gavin here with Campus Recreation. I'm going to be this real quick. We have 4 great opportunities for you guys to get involved in after-school recreation. I want to point out that we have elite volleyball on Wednesday and Friday, only for middle school girls and boys. On top of that, we have a few spaces left in DOS sailing. You might want to grab on that. I also want to talk about our ASRPs. ASRPs are great opportunities for you to get involved, and oftentimes they're led by your teacher or other teachers across the school. And those are available for sign up on Schools Buddy. And the last and final thing is we're going to leave the join requests on Schools Buddy for all the service learning after school recreation programs. That's your SO, that's your gin, and that's your room to read. All right, thanks guys.
Thanks. We're a little short on time, so let's get right to the athletics video from Ms. Braun.
Hello, middle school, and welcome to Season 2 of ASD Athletics. This is Mrs. Braun here, your athletic director in the middle school. All competitive sports are run through the athletics office at ASD. You can find us in the field house. Look for the falcon on the door. Season 2 tryouts are coming up. Here is what you need to know. In Season 2, we have select Junior Falcons and Falcons teams in basketball and soccer. Falcons teams in cross country and tennis. Available to our grades 7 and 8 students with the one team that we offer in the school. Here's a short video showing what Season 2 looks like in the middle school. Season 2 tryouts will be held at varying dates and times between Monday, November 14th through Wednesday, November 23rd. Please register and attend all 3 tryout sessions advertised. To register for Season 2 athletics tryouts, go to the Google form link sent out in the middle school bulletin, the ASD news, or contained in your family's inbox. Use your own or your family's ASD email account and answer the questions. If you are in grade 6, you may choose to participate in Season 2 JF6 track and field, beginning the end of November. Whether you try out for a middle school team and you are unsuccessful in soccer, basketball, cross country, or tennis, or you prefer track and field to all other sports, JF6 teams are open to all grade 6s, and all grade 6s who sign up make the team. Best of luck, and I hope to see you all out there.
Lastly, before we dismiss you, we have some house points to announce. I'd like to invite out Fatty for a moment to help me present these points. Let's give it up for Fatty. All right, so, couple house points to announce. The counselors ran some competitions in health class, and I talked to Miss Beck, and she reported that Merlin took on the ground. So we've added that to our standings. Good job, Merlin. And then, yesterday, we did review some footage from our house rally to determine second and third place in the butt scooter race. And we noticed actually there were 2 groups that didn't finish in the allotted time, so they tied for third. And then second place actually went to Merlin House in the butt scooter race. So, we've added all of those and we've updated. There's been a little shifting in our house standings. So I want to reveal the house standings. Can I get a drum roll, please? So Merlin in the lead. But there's lots of house fun to come. So at our next assembly, we didn't have enough time for our planned house challenge today, but we'll have another one soon. You can tell that the standings are tightening, so this is in play for everyone. So really, this is about as tight as we've seen it in recent years. So with that, I do have a couple people to thank, and make sure, just as a reminder, in the hallways with your classmates, make sure, it can be at a tense time of the year. We have conferences coming up, report cards are coming out, there's a lot of work piling up. Let's make sure we go out of our way to do what Falcons do, be kind to each other, and be one big Falcon family in the middle school. Also, make sure we maximize our face-to-face connections. We've been in an era where there's so much digital interaction. Let's make sure we make time to really listen to each other and talk to each other throughout the day. And not just each other, but also our custodians, the people in the cafeteria, and all the people that make our school safe and work. And then I talked about our modified schedule for tomorrow. Remember, you're going to go directly to your first block class. You'll come back to advisory after lunch tomorrow. We'll put that in the bulletin. Thank you to our awesome MCs, Sarah and Laura. Let's give it up for them. Let's give it up to Patty the Falcon, who's putting his foot back on. Yeah, well done. Thanks to Rajesh and Ibrahim in the booth. And DJ Charm up there spinning his beats. Thanks. What I'm going to say, I'm going to dismiss you in an orderly fashion and go back to your last class to collect your things. So please stay put. I'll dismiss you quickly, but let's have 6th grade go out the back. Let's have 8th grade go out this way. Okay? 7th grade, hold steady for a moment. Next time I'll dismiss you first, 7th grade. Don't worry.